Entertainment and Sports Network.
You are never too young to come to a Yankee game. A couple of generations here in the Bronx looking for some baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. What a wild and wacky game last night. Yankees won 5-2. But in a period of about one inning, strange things happened.
Well, it started out with two good pitchers going at it. CC Sabathia had his best stuff. And all of a sudden, Gold Glove center fielder goes back, crucial situation, doesn't catch the ball. And 3-run score ended up costing the Orioles the game. But then this is, if we can explain the next play, Michael, we're really good. Because all of a sudden, it starts with a short hop to Robinson Cano. And then it became just like a Little League play. Guys running all over, balls flying all over. But at the end of this play, the Yankees got 3 outs. And it absolutely kept off that inning.
You know what's really cool about this? A perfect throw by Overbay, but watch the way the Yankees reacted. They reacted like little kids. The joy on their face really was exhilarating to watch, and the triple play certainly helped CC get out of the 8th inning. Let's take a look at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Jason Hamill will go for the O's, 1-1, 4.97, and Phil Hughes goes for the Yankees, 0-1, 6.75. It's been a week between starts, and he started Saturday in Detroit.
Yeah, and he faced a really, really good lineup, and he did okay early, but you see the ball's up in the zone, and sooner or later, in that type of lineup, he does not have that kind of stuff now to throw the ball by people. They caught up to him. It was a pretty short start. He gave up some runs. Big outing for him to try to bounce back and get on the roll.
All right, and he's going to need some offensive support, and Robinson Cano is just the guy to do it. He is about the hottest player in baseball. Paul and I will break it down when we return right here on Yes. Of not getting too nervous too soon. First 6 games, Cano stumbled out of the gate, 3 for 23. His last 3 games, 9 for 14, 3 homers and 8 runs batted, and he raised his batting average from 130 to 324. That's Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. I've never been that hot. What's it like?
But you know what? I tell you, it's a fun time to go to the ballpark. He got off to kind of a slow start, but then you saw him in Cleveland really start lightening up. And then last night, the game, he had some big at-bats, and the big thing, and to me, to Robinson Cano, is you see him in Cleveland. This is when he's starting to heat up, but you see the balls going to left field. You see the balls going to right field. Last night, in the crucial situations of the game, he drove the ball to left field. Big runs, and the good thing with the Yankees right now, Kevin Youkilis is swinging the bat very good, which you can protect Robinson Cano.
Cano has been on fire. Yankees hope for more of the same today. Phil Hughes gets start for the Yankees, and when we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees, Orioles, next on Yes. All on Yes is brought to you in part by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit Geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Well, the weather is a lot nicer here at Yankee Stadium than it was last night. The two games that got rained out in Cleveland. So let's take a look as we're ready for baseball. Yankees on the field. Hughes taking his warm-ups. And here's the Orioles starting lineup. Nate McLeod, the left field, will lead off. Batting second, playing third base, Manny Machado. Nick Markakis in right field will hit third. Cleaning up, center fielder Adam Jones. Chris Davis at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing center field, Matt Wieters. J.J. Hardy will play shortstop. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing second base, Ryan No Relation Flaherty. And DH is Nolan Reimold. He will bat ninth.
Is that his middle name? No relation?
No relation to John.
Flash?
That's right. Let's take a look at the numbers on Phil Hughes. This is just his second start. 8 hits in 4 innings last time against the Tigers. He didn't walk a batter, struck out 4. And we will give you the pitcher scatter report right now. And it's brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Well, Joe Girardi talked about length. He needs to get later into the game, past the 5th and 6th inning, and you do that by minimizing pitches early. 22 at home. He gave up 22 home runs last year at home. And tough matchup. The Orioles like to hit home runs. And no free passes. Had to throw something positive in there, Mike. Walked 2 or fewer batters in 29 of his 32 starts, which is really, really good.
Line drive, base hit down the left field line. Kicks off the stands. Fielded quickly by Wells. The throw gets away from Cano. It's a double for McLeod to start it off.
Well, again, I mean, see that ball, I mean, right down the middle of the plate, and you cannot pitch that way if you're Phil Hughes. So obviously it's early. You're trying to get in the rhythm. But if you hit that much of the plate, especially up, you're going to get hit. I missed a lot over the winter, Michael, was this little telestrator where you can start drawing pictures.
We got to get you one of those.
Pretty cool.
Get you one for Christmas. That one is a bunt. It's bunted beautifully. Fielded there by Euclid. Fires to first, so Machado picks up a sacrifice as McLeod advances to third.
You know, again, the first run of a game is always important, and the Orioles are really good at doing it. Machado wants to go up, try to hit a home run, but what a smart play. Trying to drop down a bunt. Derek Jeter does it a lot. You make a perfect bunt, you get a base hit. If not, you at least get the guy to third and set up an easy run in the first inning.
Can I argue with you now? I don't like that play at all. Got a guy at second. Your number 2 hitter who's a good hitter. You can have him waste a bunt.
But
you can blow the game open.
you could also get a lead, Michael. You ever go out on the pitching mound with a lead instead of it being 0-0?
Well, how about if you go out on the mound at 4-0? Now it might be 1-0.
I'd rather be a pitcher with 4-0. I'm not going to argue here too long.
I'm not a big fan of the first inning bunt.
Is that right?
Yeah, just not. You honestly, you agree with that part?
First inning, Michael. You know what? If we go this way from 9 innings, we're throwing blows before it's over with.
Sixth inning, I think.
And I'm ready. I've cross-fitted and everything today. I'm ready to go.
I'm just going after your bad shoulder. And you can go after mine. Between us, we have two good shoulders
We
up
better
here.
just arm wrestle.
Yankees have the infield in here in the first inning. The 2-0 to Markakis is high, 3-0. Good numbers against Hughes. Markakis against the lefty yesterday led off, now batting third against the right-hander.
Real good at bat last time up against CC Sabathia. He worked him into a hitter's count and then slapped one to left field.
So Markakis walks. Why don't we check out the defense behind Phil Hughes? In the outfield, it's Wells, Gardner, and Suzuki left to right. Infield, Youkilis, Nix, Cano, and Overbay third to first. Cervelli behind the plate. And we told you about Phil Hughes on the mound. So Adam Jones had a rough night last night with the drop fly ball in center field. That allowed the eventual winning runs to score.
To an unbelievable start. You see that hitting still over 400 after he snapped the hitting streak last night.
There's a ground ball to Youkilis. Goes the second one. No double play. Scoring is McLeod, and the O's are on the board. They lead 1-0.
What'd you say, Michael? The O's are on the board?
Yeah.
Why are they on the board, Michael?
Because of that bunt?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they could have been on the board for 5 runs.
They could have been out of the inning, too. Good play by Youkilis. It's up. Get that first out. That's the important thing. Robbie's so good that I'll tell you what. You see Markakis go in there hard. If you give him any kind of angle or whatever, he'll drop that. He had that arm strength to get the ball over to first base.
Chris Davis takes outside.
You see that 93, but that ball was supposed to be in and it tailed out outside. Chris Davis is so hot right now that you either got to tie him up inside or you get him to swing at something off the plate away.
Whoa! Keeping Jones close.
These are the times Adam Jones obviously can steal bases, but you know it's such an obvious time, and it almost gives you a right to walk Davis. You know, you steal second base, it almost takes the bat out of his hand.
Well, Hughes does not seem like he has great command so far today. He didn't walk a batter against the Tigers, and now he has 1 walk and a 3-0 count on Davis.
I saw Davis hit a 3-0 pitch out in Boston a couple nights ago, so you got to be careful here. You make a good pitch, or you try to get Wieters, who's on deck.
Paul, that ball that he hit out on the 3-0 count against the Red Sox, that's the only 3-0 count he's ever put in play fair in his career.
He tells you a lot the way he feels at the plate. That good.
Oh. Ball 4. So Davis walks, runners on first and second. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 55 degrees, 41% humidity. Wind is 11 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy and somewhat cool.
A lot better than it was last night.
Buck Showalter said that that's the coldest he's ever been in a ballpark in his entire career. He said it could be the fact that I'm old now. He said, but I've never been that cold.
And that they lost the game. I think everything's worse when you lose.
Count is 0-1 on Wieters. Switch hitting catcher. One of the leaders of this Oriole team. Pitch outside, 1-1.
He's just having trouble just driving that ball down in the zone. And, you know, the first thing you always think of a guy who's coming back from injuries is, you know, is he healthy enough to drive that ball to the outside corner knee high? And it just seems like everything is kind of tailing out over the plate and up.
Count 2-1. First and second, 2 outs. 2-2.
See Wieters, I mean, just coming off that ball, and that ball, you know, has a lot of the plate, off-speed pitch, changeup, but just kind of flying open. And here's a guy that started the season off right on. See, just everything kind of bailing out. First 4 games, killing the ball. Last 6 games, he's last 1 for 19. So just the mechanics come and go a lot early in the season.
Grounded to second. Cano is right there, and that will do it. But the Orioles get that 1 run on 1 hit, and they lead 2. Orioles 1, and the Yankees coming to bat. Starting lineup that he's going to face, and it's presented by Lexus. The Yankees are 5-4, and they're actually tied for first place in the American League East. They lead off their center fielder, Brett Gardner. Robinson Cano at second base will bat second. Batting third, playing third base, Kevin Youkilis. Travis Hafner, the DH, will clean up. Batting fifth, playing left field, Vernon Wells. Ichiro Suzuki in right field, bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, Francisco Cervelli. Lyle Overbay at first base will bat eighth, and batting ninth and playing shortstop, Jason Hicks. Here are the numbers on the 29-year-old right-hander. This is his third start. He's 1-1 so far, 4.97, 7 hits in 12 2/3, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 175 against him. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Wow, he was the opening day starter, so that shows you what Buck Showalter thinks about him. And watch out, righties. So far this year, righties 2 for 19, 105 off of him. He had right knee surgery last year, so he was a little limited last year, but he had a good year. So he was 8-6. But again, anytime surgery's involved, it's kind of a comeback thing to get through the next year.
Brett Gardner had an odd line yesterday. He had 2 sacrifice bunts, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. So he only officially came to the plate once. He was 0 for 1. But he did a lot to help the Yankees win with those 2 sack bunts because Cervelli, who was bunted over to second, scored each time. Gardner fouls it away.
Hamill, tall guy, has a good curveball, good sinker. Also has to pitch down in the zone. Those tall, lanky guys, Michael, seems like they always have the good breaking balls, too. Must be the angle that they come off the mound.
Grounded to short. Hardy's going to have to hurry. He does, and he gets Gardner. Why don't we check out the Orioles defense? You've already seen Hardy at short. On his right side is Machado. Then Flaherty's at second. Davis at first in the outfield. McLeod, Jones, Markakis left to right. Weeders behind the plate. Hamels on the mound. We were talking about how cold it was yesterday. And Showalter said that Miguel Gonzalez, his starter, could not throw a breaking ball. He said he could just throw a fastball. He had no feel at all. He said that's what made CC's performance so amazing. He said he threw his breaking ball. It was sharp, and he threw his changeup. He said we couldn't even sit on fastballs because his breaking stuff was so good. And to be able to throw that in that sort of weather, nobody could understand it.
Yeah, it kind of goes against the grain of what everybody thinks, because a lot of pitchers do have a lot of trouble, cold, dry, to get a good grip to throw a curveball. And he, early in the game, established strikes with his curveball and his changeup, and I don't think that the Orioles ever got onto it.
Why don't we check out the umpires? There's Larry Vanover behind the plate. He called the balk on CC yesterday. Manny Gonzalez at first. Wally Bell is at second. And Dan Bellino over at third. And the 0-2. Grounded sharply to first. Davis is there for the second out.
You see Robbie swinging the bat well. Even the outs, I mean, that ball's hit hard. It's a kind of a slider that gets in, but he absolutely hammers it. When he's going through good times, you just expect him to hit the ball hard every single time up.
Kevin Youkilis has been doing that. He's hit safely in each game the Yankees have played, a 9-game hitting streak. He is second in the American League in batting average at .424. Trails only Carlos Santana of the Indians, who's 13 for 26. That's a .500 average.
Pretty good start.
Yeah. You join a team, that's the best way to come in. The fans are on your side. Your teammates saying, not too bad.
It's like a dream way to start, too, because, I mean, he's coming off one of a year, kind of frustrating last year, and obviously to get off to a good start, especially in Yankee Stadium. I think you said it. You never know if the fans are on his side or not, because they're yelling "uke" in the back, you know, whether they're booing or cheering.
So you can never feel happy or sad. The 1-2. Tap the other way. Flaherty is there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jason Hamill as the Yankees go down in order. Let's go to the second inning here at the stadium. O's 1, Yankees nothing. Prius is the official hybrid of the Yankees. Go to Yankees.com/Prius to enter for your chance to win the Yankees Prius plug-in. Here's our question. Which current or former Yankee would you like to see honored with a future bobblehead, and why? So the conversation has been started. NY Yankee Fan 300 said, I'm thinking at Paul O'Neill, yes, destroying a water cooler would be a classic bobblehead.
That'd be a large bobblehead, wouldn't it?
A lot of stuff going on, yeah. A little cooler there, a bat flying. I think the Yankees should get right on that. I think it would be a big item that people would want. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag YankeesPrius to keep the conversation going. J.J. Hardy takes the ball 1-0. High fly, fairly deep center. Drifting back is Gardner, and he'll make the play for the first out. Ball's traveling a lot better today than yesterday.
It is, but it's still not 80 degrees in August where that ball was just jumping. But, you know, that had a good sound. Again, Phil Hughes, if you look at the pitches, they're getting good swings at him because he's over the middle of the plate and they're up. And, you know, it's going to be dangerous. That ball's right down the middle of the plate. Hardy just didn't catch it.
Ryan Flaherty takes a strike, 0-1.
That's no relation, Flaherty, Mike.
No relation. I just had 7 games in a row with John. Good time. Although 2 of them were rained out.
Did you have like on-air discussions during the rain?
Absolutely. You love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not one of my better things up here. You know?
You just get restless when there's no baseball in front of you.
You come to the baseball park, you expect baseball,
yeah.
right?
We did not get that Wednesday and Thursday. We thought sure you were going to drive by and say hello close to your house.
You know what? Yeah, I did. I called you.
You called in and talked to us about your hole-in-one at the Jordan tournament.
Special day.
That must have been awesome.
It still haunts me. It was a day late for $500,000, right?
Didn't step up when you needed to.
Yeah.
High fly ball, right field. Ichiro back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. Home run, Ryan Flaherty. And the Orioles lead 2-0.
We talked about last year how many home runs he gave up at home. And now this ball right here, breaking ball, needs to come in off the plate. Needs to end up off the plate. It ended up out over the middle of the plate. Real dangerous pitch to a left-handed hitter in Yankee Stadium. See, this ball needs to end up there. You see where it ended up. That's got to be hard to keep that little ball in the middle of your screen with a big old camera, huh?
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hard.
Right into the right center field seats. Popped up. Overbay drifts over. He'll make the play for the second out. People will enjoy watching Overbay. He can really play first base. I don't know if he's as good as Teixeira, but he's certainly in the conversation. You do not lose anything with him defensively.
Well, you're talking about a team that probably is not going to score as many runs as they did last year, so you're going to have to win a lot of close games, and you're basing your success behind pitching, and by doing that, you need good defense. You need to catch the ball, and Overbay is not going to hurt you there.
Paul, if there was a highlight to the highlight of the triple play, it was Overbay's throw.
Yeah.
To Cano to end it. It was an amazing throw, just over the shoulder of Machado. Had to throw it perfectly, or it would have hit him.
Threw it on the the normal side for a first baseman is the shortstop side of second base, where he had to throw that ball across for a quick tag. It's funny because I was in the weight room today, and the people are always talking about the Yankee game the night before. And if 10 people talked about the Yankee game, 9 of them opened the conversation about the triple play. So it's exciting.
Nate McLeod punches a single to left field. Now this is the Youkilis to Overbay part. Now watch the Overbay to Cano throw.
You see right against on the other side. I mean, it so many times hits the runner.
Now you know what I did, Paul? You're going to laugh at me. The play is scored 465-6534. It's in the Bronx, so it's a 718 area code. I called the number.
No.
Yep. I just want to see what that number was. And
Jenny?
it's temporarily disconnected
I
number.
thought it might be like Jenny, Tommy Two-Tone or something like that.
867-5309.
Yeah, at least you know one song, Michael. Good for you. Temporarily disconnected.
Unless people were calling it all last night.
That's hilarious.
That's a telephone number triple play. In fact, that's the first triple play for a major league team where all 4 infielders were credited with a putout or an assist in nearly 28 years. Machado at the plate. Let's take a look at the G. Pitter scatter report for it, Miney.
Well, first 6, last 4. I mean, you're almost like Robinson Cano. Kind of got off to a slow start, 192 after 6 games, but the last 4 games, over 400 with 4 RBIs and a home run. Feels like home. He does well at Yankee Stadium. His career 500 hitter at Yankee Stadium.
That one is driven out the other way. Ichiro back, looking up. It's off the wall. McLouth rounds third. He's heading home. Here's the throw from Cano. Here's the play. He's out. Beautifully executed by the Yankees. Ichiro to Cano. Cano to Cervelli. Cervelli tags McLouth, and that is the final out of the inning. So Machado, looking for the home run, hits it off the wall. Ichiro plays it nicely.
I think he went through a stop sign. We'll check this out. Come on back. I mean, the Yankees did everything they could do right, but the problem was with McLouth, and he hesitated coming around third base. You know, sometimes as a runner, you make up your mind that he's probably going to stop you. And with 2 outs, you'll take a break. And if you look at McLouth down the road, I think he actually says sorry. But you'll see here, you just assume this is Yankee Stadium. It's short. You kind of jog, and then, all right, I'm going to pick up the third base coach. And then there was a hesitation there, and that cost him half of a second, and that's big time. Right there. I mean, and then you got to get it all back going. The Yankees did a good enough job to not even make that close.
Third base coach is Bobby Dickerson, and we could not tell if he was waving. He didn't look like he was doing anything, Paul. So doesn't the third base coach have to hold up?
Well, I mean, he was so far down the line. He had told him, coming around third base, whether you're going or not. And like I said, that hesitation, I don't think he expected to be waved home in Yankee Stadium.
And you're also right, Paul. I think he lost the play by breaking it down at second, thinking it was out. So good carom play by Ichiro, and you get the relay to Cano, has such a great arm. And a nice tag by Cervelli. So you score that 9-4-2. Count 3-1 to Hafner.
Another guy that you talked about coming to a new organization, especially with the injuries he's had in the past. Great to see him really get off to a good start.
That is drilled deep to right center field. That ball is gone into the Yankee bullpen. A bullet by Travis Hafner, and the Yankees are on the board. It's 2-1 O's.
This is what you saw 3, 4, 5 years ago when Hafner was at his best. How strong he is and how compact he is. He ends up hitting this ball a long way out in the right field bullpen with basically one hand. You see he's kind of fooled. Kind of reaches out and just hits the barrel of the bat and just drives it out there. It's so simple, doesn't it, Mike?
Got out in a hurry. Jones gave it a look and then watched it drop on the bullpen mound. Here's Vernon Wells. Trying to hit that out, count 0-1. Third home run for Hafner. There's never any doubt about Hafner's ability. The only doubt is can you keep him on the field. Count 0-2.
There's Hamill when he's at his best. That ball's down in the zone. It has a lot of movement on it. He gets it up in the zone. You saw the first pitch to Wells was very hittable.
With the overcast sky, they have the lights on here at the stadium. But according to all the reports, no threat of rain today. The 0-2. Grounded to third, foul.
How's your shoulder feel? I'll tell you if there's rain. Huh?
You know what? That's a pretty good precursor.
Because I came home last night and watched a movie, and the guy was going boating, and his grandfather said, you know, it's going to rain. He said, well, there's no rain. 5% chance. He said, well, my knee hurts. It's going to rain. Well, he was out in the canoe, and it started pouring down rain.
What movie was this?
Safe Haven. Saw that?
I have not seen that. That's in the theaters now. Or did you get paper yet?
There's paper.
Nice. Guest pays for that?
Well, it will be turned in. Yeah, absolutely.
Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes.
Set him up with all fastballs, then he went to off speed. Just a short breaking slider off the plate. Way out front. Oh, this is the time of year, Michael. You look down there when the sun does come out, you see those shadows.
That one is tapped to third. Machado gets Ichiro. You know, Oral Hershiser is in town to do the Sunday night game tomorrow, and he told a great story today about late start times. He said, I think he said he was 19-3 or 19-4 one year, and he had 5 Sunday night starts in LA.
Right.
He said, and all I had to do, he said, that's like giving me 25 shutout innings for free.
Oh,
he said, you can't hit at that time of the day in LA.
You know, and Anaheim was the same way. Nolan Ryan, remember when he was in his heyday, used to get those late innings or late day starts. And, you know, hitting is all about seeing the baseball and picking up the seams of the baseball when they're on the way. And if you cannot see it because of the glare or because of the shadow, it does. It almost makes it impossible to hit.
He said for 5 innings, I didn't have to throw anything but fastballs. I never had to throw a breaking ball.
I'll tell you what, you get through the first 4 or 5 innings with his kind of stuff without ever using his changeup or his curveball. Then your last couple at bats are just as difficult. But also, he was smart enough to know that. You know, he wasn't, you know, out there trying to overpitch. He threw fastballs, got through the first 4 or 5, and then used everything. Well, I tell you what, right when I got called up to the major leagues, he was as good as it got in the National League.
He told a story about you. He faced you when you were at the Reds, he said, and he was so hot when we played him. He said, I told my third baseman, move into the hole at short. He said, I'm only throwing him sinkers away. He said, and he hit 4 bullets the other way that almost knocked the third baseman, but he made each play. He said, after the third out, he said, I stood behind the mound so I could hear him screaming in the dugout.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing worse than just hitting the ball hard and going back to the dugout.
There's a ground ball to Hardy. The low throw, and it gets past Davis. And Cervelli is going to go to second. Ball retrieved by Davis. So Cervelli will reach on the E6.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. As a runner, when you're running down first, you will not see a better read from a guy. He immediately stopped and went to second. There was no reading about it. You know, he's not 1 or 2 steps past first base before he's already pivoting and going to second. Most guys will run, and then, you know, pick up the ball, but you see he's already going. Really, really good read right there.
So the Yankees catch a break on the E6, and let's see if they can pick him up. He's the tying run at second. And here is Overbay. Overbay looking for his first hit lifetime against Hamill. He's 0 for 11. Fouled away.
Just tell when some hitters aren't sharp. And Lyle Overbay knows he just missed a pitch right there. That ball's up, out over the plate. Just where you want it. You see that ball when it's up, Michael, it has movement, but it kind of goes horizontally. It just drifts. It doesn't have that sink. And those are the balls you can hit a long way.
Line drive. Foul ball. It was fair when Davis went up for it, but it kept hooking foul.
Funny thing is, Davis almost got to that ball, and if he touches it, that's a fair ball.
Look at the hook on this. Paid for it with the bat.
Yeah, hit that ball off the end of the bat.
That one is looped into left center field. That is going to duck in for a base hit. Yankees have tied the score at 2. RBI single for Overbay.
Stayed in, and again, you said that was his first hit. Well, it can't last forever. And Cervelli set it up with good base running ball in on his hands. But he stayed through the ball, and you know, if you stay through it, you got a chance to bloop it into the outfield. If you come off of it, and you end up breaking your bat or grounding out.
What do you mean when you say stay through? What does that mean?
Sometimes right before contact, you know you're beat, and you'll see kind of hitters just kind of abort what's going on and just fly wide open and ground out. But he stays through that ball, just continues his swing, and you know you're going to get jammed, but you get jammed and you have an opportunity to drive it into the outfield.
Jason Nix swings, and this is Nix is playing shortstop today. Second inning yesterday, Nunez got hit on the right hand. X-rays were negative. He is listed as day-to-day. Tomorrow's a night game for the Yankees, and then Monday is an off day. They hope to get him back Tuesday against Arizona. Luckily, he was not a victim of a broken hand. Speaking of injuries, let's take a look now at the injury report brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center, Inspired Medicine. This is what Nunez has done this year, 5 for 20. Bruised bicep last week, so he got over that. And then a wrist contusion last night. Tried to stay in the game, top of the 3rd inning. Made a practice throw, kind of looped over to first, walked off, knew he was done. Right back to Hamill. And that will do it. But the Yankees have tied the score. Down 2-0. Hafner leads off with this, his 3rd home run of the year. Then an error and a single later. Yankees have tied the score at 2. On July 30th, 2012, Ichiro hit his first Yankee home run off Miguel Gonzalez. It was also his 100th career home run. And that is our MetLife stat of the game. Ichiro still trying to find his stroke here in 2013, but history tells us it will come. Here's Nick Markakis. Markakis, one of 3 Orioles to win a Gold Glove in their history. You see the Lincoln scoreboard 2-2. Markakis won one, Paul Blair won one, and Adam Jones has won a Gold Glove. 2-0.
Look at that, Michael. You know something about that now.
Yes, I do.
Huh? Pretty good at that?
I'm not too bad.
Yeah.
She does most of the work.
Huh?
She does most of the work.
Yeah.
I'm just holding the bottle. But my expertise is burping. And then I can even get her to burp, too.
Oh, nice. Nice.
The 2-1. That one's driven deep to right field. Ichiro just turns and looks. See ya. A long home run for Markakis. And it is 3-2 O's.
You know, we talked about the home runs last year, and the home runs are mistakes, obviously. But, you know, Phil Hughes is coming back. He's had a week off. He's just not sharp yet. And he's missing with pitches. He does not have his great stuff back yet. So when he misses with pitches, he's going to give up long home runs. Inside fastball that just doesn't have that 94, 95 that it used to. So you just kind of pitch a little bit different, be a little sharper. That's a good feeling as a hitter when the right fielder doesn't even budge. You know you got that one.
Well, this has been a problem for Phil lately. Last year, 35 home runs, second most in the American League. And the scary thing, Paul, is even when he's right, he's a fly ball pitcher. He had the second fewest outs registered by ground balls last year in the American League. 26%. That means there's a lot of fly ball outs, and this is the wrong ballpark to give up fly balls. There's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Jones.
The one thing about it, if you're going to give up home runs, you've got to stay away from walks, and you've got to stay away. You know, you give up solo home runs. And I played with a guy, Tom Browning, almost always was in the top couple guys in the National League with home runs. The majority of them were solos, 20-game winner at times. So, you know, if you're going to give up home runs, you've got to keep away from walks and keep away from the big innings of having 2- and 3-run homers.
And older Yankee fans might remember Catfish Hunter, Hall of Famer, gave up a lot of home runs, but his key was giving up home runs when no one was on base. Line to left field, it is a base hit off the bat of Davis. That'll go to the wall. Adam Jones rounds third. They're going to hold him up. They will hold him up, so a double for Davis. And the Orioles with runners on second and third and nobody out, and Larry Rothschild to the phone.
You see Adam Jones, I mean, he came around third base hard, but with no outs, completely different play. You're not going to take any chances, but I tell you what, I've been so impressed with Chris Davis, the way he's using the whole field, and he's so strong that if he hits a mistake, it's going a long way. But he's hit some pitches in these first couple games. I mean, he's using the whole field, which you didn't see a lot last year. See Adam Jones, he believes he can score. Nobody out. Good decision. I'll tell you what, Michael, if your Weeder's on the on-deck circle, you're almost hoping that they hold him up, because there's nothing better than coming to the plate with a guy on third, a guy on second. Great RBI chances.
Knocked down by Hughes, checks the runner back, and gets the out of first. The one infielder that could make the play and not allow the run to score was Phil Hughes.
I think that's one for his last 19 or 20, and you just see, I mean, Phil Hughes missed horribly on that pitch. Weeders just is not putting these ball. I mean, he hits this ball bad luck off the pitcher's leg. See the pitch supposed to be in, and you see where that is. That ends up off the plate away.
Now with that comebacker, Stevie Donahue wants to check on Phil Hughes, see if he's okay. Don't know if his bare hand got in the way there.
It's Stevie now. He's run out there so much this year, he's getting quicker.
So David Phelps is warming up. Infield still back for Hardy.
Watching Hughes here, and you're almost getting in the mind of Cervelli of what to do to try to get out of these innings, because you don't have real good control of your fastball, because you keep missing up, and his breaking ball, he's having trouble throwing for strikes. So it's got to be frustrating to try to put the fingers down there to try to help him get a big pitch and get out of these innings.
Hard.
That's the big difference in a major league pitcher and a minor league pitcher. You know, 2-0, big situation. You're able to throw that slider behind in the count on the corner. A lot of hitters are going to take that pitch, obviously, ahead in the count.
2-1. Foul back, now 2-2.
All of a sudden you had no outs, men on second and third. You're thinking, you know, stay away from the big inning. Now you've got 2 strikes, and you're just thinking, if I can make one big pitch here, I can get to 2 outs and nobody's scored. I got a chance to get out of this thing completely.
2-2. 3-2. MLB.TV celebrating 11 years. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. The 3-2. Grounded to short. That will score a run. They get Hardy, and the Orioles are now up 4-2. So Jones scores, Davis stays at second.
Well, Hardy does what he wants to do as a hitter, and that's definitely put the ball in play. Hughes is going for that strikeout. He went back to a breaking ball, just left it up a little bit.
Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty had a home run in the second. Markakis here in the third. And that's something that Hughes has stayed away from. In his last 13 regular season starts, he had not allowed a home run to a left-handed batter.
I'll tell you, I was looking at Flaherty's numbers, and you see now he has a home run and an RBI. But, you know, an opportunity with Brian Roberts on the DL to get it played. Started the season 0 for 17. It just feels like you're digging your way out of a hole the rest of the year.
Nicholas gives it a look. Buttons in the seats.
Talk about a funk, Michael. You're so excited to come start a year. You're getting an opportunity to play, and you go 0 for 17 to start the year.
Not fun.
No.
How about the year the Orioles, I believe, started off 0-21.
That was bad. That was bad. I mean, they had good players. So they had Ripken still was playing.
The 0-2. Foul back.
That's before the wild card, too, I think, Michael. So you might as well just write that season in.
That's why I always laugh when people say, well, you can't lose a season early. Well, if you go 0-21, and if you, like the Tigers in '84, you go 35-5, you can win a season early.
Right.
51 pitches, and we're in the third inning, 31 strikes. That's always misleading, too. I wonder if you agree with me, Paul. We showed 31 strikes. 31-21. It's not a terrible ratio, but there's quality of strikes, too.
Yeah.
So he could be throwing balls in the strike zone that missed by 15 inches. There's still strikes.
And he has. He's thrown some very hittable pitches in the middle of the plate. Those are strikes, but those are strikes you don't want.
Right.
So, sure, there's nothing worse than a pitcher, ball one, ball two on everybody. But, strike one on a corner, strike those are the guys that are tough to hit.
The 0-2, nubbed in front of the plate. Cervelli gets it before it goes foul, flips to first, and that will do it. But the Orioles retake the lead. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits, and it started with this swing. Nick Markakis launches one into the seats and right. Go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-2 O's. April 18th for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Diamondbacks and partner with Keep America Beautiful to celebrate Earth Day. The first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a flower seed pack courtesy of Keep America Beautiful. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Lincoln scoreboard shows the Orioles 4 and the Yankees 2 as Brett Gardner leads it off. Pitch is low. Gardner grounded to third in the first. Machado in on the grass at third, guarding against the bunt. 1-1. He's enjoying his first, I think it's his first game. He's pretty young.
You can't have many at that age.
Yeah, I don't think he's had season tickets for a while. The 2-1. Scoop the other way, giving chase is McLouth on the run. He makes the play. You see that injury yesterday of Jose Reyes?
No, I didn't.
Oh, awful.
Really?
He stumbled into second base and severely turned his ankle, out 1 to 3 months.
Oh.
And he was on the ground and he was literally crying.
Oh, so.
Because his season was, if
a
not
lot of
over.
big injuries. Kobe Bryant went down last night.
Yep.
Ware kid from Louisville in the tournament.
Which was awful to watch.
Horrible.
Here's Cano. Sliced the other way. It is a base hit. He is a hitting machine. That goes into the corner. And Cano picks up a double. Let's take a look, Paul, at the injury of Jose Reyes. And if you're squeamish, don't look. It's not a pretty injury. Oh, he knew right away.
Oh. That's what happens. You catch those spikes, and you're almost in shock because you don't feel it and then it just starts throbbing.
Reyes, 15-day DL. Cespedes, who had such a great first year with the A's, strained hand, 15-day DL. Giancarlo Stanton had an MRI on his shoulder, and he is day-to-day.
That's like an all-star roster right there.
Yeah.
3 good players. You know, Cespedes, we did some games last year, I thought he was as good as anybody. Young player coming up, he could play.
He was impressive. Euclid drives one the other way. How to play. So Cano with a 1-out double. The 0-2. 1-2. So far this year, he's done a great job in these spots. 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position, picking up 7 ribbies. Hamill deals. 2-2.
Mr. Hafner waiting on deck just in case he wants to pitch around Euclid.
Breaking ball, strike 3, froze him. Euclid's down looking, 2 away.
Yeah, all of a sudden you see a ball up in your eyes, but it breaks down, and it's a pitch you haven't seen in that at bat, and it just freezes you as a hitter. You see that kind of like jelly leg, and that just means you're totally fooled. It happens every once in a while. Not very often, Michael. You get to say good pitch, huh?
That must have been tough for you to say.
Well, you know what? Even though that was a great pitch and it struck you out, if you go back through the at-bat, there was a pitch you probably should have hit before. And that's what used to drive me crazy as a hitter. You know, you can't foul off a good pitch or take a good pitch and then expect the pitcher to continue to miss. Sooner or later, these guys are going to make a good pitch.
So you're okay in an at-bat when a pitcher makes 3 filthy pitches.
And I'm telling you what, Michael, over my whole career, I probably could count on one hand how many times that happened.
Really?
Yeah. You always seem to have a pitch that you can hit. But once you get to 2 strikes, they're capable of making that out pitch.
Grounded to first. Davis is there. He flips the Hamill, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We've played 3. It's 4-2-0s here on Yes. NY Quit for free help today. Darryl Strawberry hit 3 home runs for the Yankees in the 1996 ALCS against Baltimore, which Oriole also hit 3 home runs in that series.
I'm thinking over here, Michael.
You were there.
I'm going way back to 1996 for this one.
4-2, Orioles lead the Yankees. See that kid right there?
Yeah, you think he bought those tickets? Think maybe his father gave them to him.
Well, that's my nephew.
No, really?
Yeah, he didn't get them for me.
I know you didn't give them to him.
I don't get those seats.
He's laughing too.
That's my nephew Dylan and his friend Amanda.
Wow. She's a Jeter fan too.
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. So you know I didn't get those seats. Tom Brady did not get those seats from me either. You know, Tom Brady is Kevin Youkilis's brother-in-law.
Oh, was that right?
Kevin is married to Tom's sister. That one is driven out to deep right center field. Giving chase is Gardner on the track at the wall. See ya. 3rd home run allowed by Phil Hughes. So Reimold gives the Orioles a 5-2 lead.
We talked about Reimold last year. Missed most of the year last year, and they're expecting big things from him to come back healthy and have a good solid year. Drive the ball the other way. It's a straight fastball. You just look at body language, and it's not confidence right now. I mean, I know he's battling back. He probably doesn't have everything going yet, arm strength. But you still got to believe that things are going to be good. Things are going to work out.
Popped up, shallow center, long run for Gardner. Dives, he can't make the play. Hustling all the way as McLaughlin picks up a double.
Good read by McLeod. He got out of the batter's box, and you know, anytime an outfielder's got to leave his feet, and it's so tough as a hitter because you want to sit and watch the play, but McLeod was sprinting the whole way. No way as an outfielder can you slide in, get up, find the ball, and throw a guy out at second. Gardner gives it a good effort.
Let's take a look at it on the Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Wally Bell gets in the way of the glove, but Gardner could not make the play.
See, a lot of times you just jog it. I mean, he at least gave himself a chance to read the ball. He was into second.
So Girardi has seen enough. The last one really wasn't Hughes' fault, but he gets booed by the stadium crowd. Second start for Phil. Missed a lot of spring training with the bad neck, and he leaves trailing 5-2. by Heineken. Open your world, enjoy responsibly, and by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2013 Pilot. Another early hook for Phil Hughes as Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. It'll be David Phelps who comes in now. We're not here to make excuses for Hughes, but he had an abbreviated spring training, and because of the Yankee bullpen state, they had to have David Phelps out there for a long man, so they brought up Hughes a day or a start earlier than they really wanted to. He was supposed to make last Saturday's start down in rehab, but they brought him up. He made that start against a great Tiger lineup. He struggled, and now he struggles today against a pretty good Oriole lineup. And you wonder, is he all the way back from missing all of spring training?
Yeah, I agree 100%, Michael. I mean, you're looking at a guy that just does not have his stuff yet. He looks like he's going through spring training starts. I mean, there's not a lot of zip on his fastball, and his breaking ball is kind of rolling a little bit, and he's just not sharp yet. But, you know, the key is that he knows he's going to get better. If he believes that, you know, by mid-May or so, you know, you're going to have Phil Hughes that, you know, you can count on for 6 or 7 innings. You know, Michael, last time Machado was up, I was in the middle of the scouting report.
Right.
And he so rudely abbreviated it because he lined one off the wall. And the last one was like my best little tidbit. So
what was it?
He and Jim Palmer, the pitcher, Jim Palmer, only 2 players in Orioles history to hit a home run at Fenway Park before turning 21 years old. I thought that was kind of cool. Jim Palmer, I mean, his pitcher.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, actually, he did it in 1966 and also pitched 9 innings that day and won 8-1.
Palmer could deal.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good day.
And then after the game, you're under 21. You get to go out, go to a nice restaurant in Boston.
Yeah. Can't even order a glass of wine. Huh? That's back in the days of 3-2, wasn't it? 3-2 beer. Did you ever hear a 3-2?
Chop towards short. Nix is there. He'll gun down Machado, and moving to third is McLeod.
Markakis, he homered last time up, and reading his stat here, he likes Yankee Stadium, and he's homered here many times. That was his 8th at the new Yankee Stadium. He's tied for 2nd most all time. Victor Martinez has 9, and Russell Brandon has 8.
The Yankees have to bring the infield in for Markakis, and the first pitch is a strike. They're trying to cut off the run at third.
Sense the natives are getting a little restless here, Michael?
Yes.
You feel that too?
They can't be that upset. The Yankees have won 4 in a row, and they're in first place. Count 1 and 2.
And all of a sudden, I mean, you think when things are going bad, 5-2, and you know, big inning or so, you're up 6-5. I mean, a lot of things can happen in Yankee Stadium.
Strike 3. That's a big strikeout for David Phelps.
Tell you what, when you save runs like that, that's such a pickup. Man on third base, the only way to really get out of it, see that 2-seamer thrown at his hip, roll it right back over the inside corner, get the call. Good pitching right there. Where you really can't let down. I mean, now you made your pitch, you've got the 2 outs. One of the league's best hitters up in Adam Jones.
There's a strike.
Slider, and you know, we talked about good strikes and bad strikes, Michael. I mean, you see what Phelps is doing. I mean, that's a slider on the outside corner, strike 1. It's not a pitch a hitter can do anything with other than take it. Buck's waiting for that sunshine to come out. Tell you what, there's been times in the past couple of years where you've watched Phelps pitch, and he has a good idea to get guys out with the stuff that he has. And he's not scared to throw strikes, and that's one thing that Larry Rothschild and Joe Girardi can see. Wow, wicked curveball. I tell you, watch the break on that. Every once in a while, as a hitter, you'll see a break on a ball, and it's just like, you're not. I mean, that had so much break on it. You step out of the box, and you're like, wow, where'd that come from?
Adam was very upset after the game yesterday, dropping that fly ball. The 2-2. Actually sitting in the lobby as you were waiting for your car yesterday, and you could see his head was down. He was really beating himself up about that.
Yeah, those are the nights you go home, and you're right. You feel responsible for losing a game personally, and nothing better than feeling personally responsible for winning a game, but you got to take the others too.
He said some days you're a star, some days you're a GOAT. He said, I'm a GOAT tonight. 3-2. Swing and a miss. That's an impressive job by David Phelps. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. Phil Hughes knocked out of the game. Yankees losing 5-2. Strawberry hit 3 home runs for the Yankees in the '96 ALCS against Baltimore. Which Oriole also hit 3 home runs in that series? Who was it?
You know what? I'm going to throw Todd Zeal out there.
How'd you know?
I would have not got that one.
Vernon Wells hits one under the glove of Hardy, and the Yankees start off the bottom of the 4th with a base hit.
Did you know that one, Mike?
What was that?
Did you know that?
No, I did not. So an impressive outing for David Phelps, and see this great breaking pitch. So Jones swings over the top, and then Phil Hughes says, thanks. Remember, coming out of spring training, Phelps was in the rotation when they thought that Hughes would start the season on the DL and miss a start. But Phelps still could pitch his way in if Nova and Hughes continues to struggle. There's a strike to Ichiro. 5-2. Orioles lead the Yankees.
Yeah, the one thing about Phil Hughes now is you know he's going to get stronger. You know that he's going to become more comfortable. You just got to hope that he doesn't lose any confidence and realize that these starts are probably starts that he could have had in spring training before he gets all the way back.
Flaherty retires Ichiro. Ichiro still searching, 0 for 2 today, 5 for 32, or 5 for 33 now to start the season. And that will bring up Francisco Cervelli. Cervelli's really played very well at the start of this year. He's 6 for 20. He has 6 ribbies. Always, even a couple of years ago, would get big hits, and he's done a nice job behind the plate.
You can never doubt his energy and his passion to go out and play hard and play well. I don't know that you can envision him hitting 320, 330 like he was earlier in the year, but he does good. Takes a lot of pride in his catching, and he's always moving. He adds a lot of energy to this team.
Paul, you missed a home run he hit in the 3rd game of the Red Sox series, 444 feet against the back wall of the Red Sox bullpen. So he's got some pop.
Whoa. I think that he was up with the Yankees. He had the 1 year, and then last year he was down most of the year, and you might even appreciate it more. I mean, he got that opportunity again to play and be the primary catcher.
Showing a lot of patience at the plate, and Joe Girardi said still no #1 catcher. He alternates, and he said if somebody gets hot, I'm going to give him a run. But he'll play Cervelli, but 2 days in a row for Cervelli now, and maybe see Stewart tomorrow night. Paul, because you missed it, we dug it out. Here's the home run. Boy, did he get into this one.
It's amazing. You just ask for something, you get to watch it on TV. Wow.
Against the Steiner sign. He didn't style at all. He was running around the bases. Two. Line drive, base hit. Vernon Wells had to hold up and just gets in ahead of the throw from Markakis.
Markakis got that ball caught in his glove. But he knew that he had that much of a chance at Vernon Wells. Tough play for Wells because you don't know if he's going to catch it. You've got to freeze. And you see if Markakis comes up throwing, he kind of hesitates and gets caught. One night in Anaheim, I hit a line drive. I was so happy to get a hit. I was going through a tough time. You see that ball just get over his head. And Wade Boggs was on first base, and he had to wait like that. And I put my head down and kind of ran to first base. Happy I got a hit. Like I said, I was struggling a little bit. And Wade Boggs had thrown out at second. That same kind of play. That's when you know you're really hot.
Here's Overbay. Overbay with an RBI single his last time up. His first hit ever in 12 at-bats against Hamill.
See, everything changes, Michael. See the little grooves in the helmet now just to give you a little more aerodynamic.
That one is driven out to left field and deep. Going back, McLeod. And he makes the play. What a play by McLeod. Hustling back to first is Cervelli. He took an RBI and an extra base hit away from Lyle Overbay.
McLeod gets a good jump on the ball and a last-minute stab, and you see that ball hits the heel of his glove and kind of rolls up, but he closes it, keeps it in his glove. Right off the heel, sometimes I can roll all the way up. It's the break that you get immediately. It makes that a catchable ball. Again, the sun's coming out. Left field's always been the tough sun field here and at the old stadium. Good pitch there by him. I think Overbay really thought he got this ball enough to shoot it over his head.
Broken bat by Nix, and Davis can't get there.
See that little yellow thing on the bat there? I think all the maple bats, those are the ones that really shatter. They're a little bit lighter than the old ash with Louisville Slugger that we all used to use, but I think they have to be labeled now. You see, I mean, these bats just shatter the maple. They are a little harder, but you see that little yellow spot there. I don't care what company it is, I think it has to, and then you see the Louisville, the maple there.
0-2 count on Nix. First and second, 2 men out. Strike 3. And Nix down looking. No run, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We played 4. Yankees down 3. Playing off the bag, so the infield's in, the first baseman's playing off, the throw couldn't get him anyway. Very odd. 5-2, Orioles leading the Yankees as we go to the 5th inning here at the stadium. And David Phelps came on and did a great job in relief of Phil Hughes. Now he'll face Davis, Wieters, and Harvey. Or Hardy checked that here in the 5th. Verizon customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptops with Verizon Fios. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $29.99. And if you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. So Davis walked and doubled. 1 for 1. Kind of like threads through the fabric of the lifetime of the sport. So you've got Chris Davis in 10 games with 19 ribbies. So this is the Orioles' 11th game. Fly ball down the left field line. Long run for Vernon Wells, but it's in the seats. Also, John Buck, the catcher for the Mets, has 19 ribbies in 10 games. Is that significant? Yeah. It ties Lou Gehrig, who did it in 27, and Manny Ramirez, who did it in 99, for the most RBIs in the first 10 games of the season.
He's doing some work out here, isn't he?
He could not hold up, pitch in the dirt, and Cervelli guns to first, so a strikeout. And he put out 3 strikeouts in a row for David Phelps, who was a good breaking ball worker.
Michael, you talk about the history of the game and this, and it keeps going. And while you were sitting in bed this morning, Michael, I was at the parade for Little League out in Westchester.
I heard about this.
Awesome.
Really?
Awesome
Were you the grand marshal of the parade?
I was in a convertible. Got to ride out to they built a new clubhouse. It was, it just brought back a lot of memories, how important Little League was and how much fun it is.
Now, what part of Westchester do you know?
Elmsford.
Nice.
Yeah. You remember your Little League days, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Barcliff Getty. That was my team. Look at you in the convertible.
See, we got everything.
Now, did you keep that jersey?
No, I signed it, and it went on the wall in the new clubhouse.
Very cool.
Yeah. I tell you what, to have a parade with a band for Little League, that's pretty neat.
That is great.
I thought we only did that stuff in the Midwest. I mean, they do that in New York, too.
Absolutely. We just do it better here.
Well, you did have a lot of bunting up along the streets and stuff. That's pretty cool.
The new clubhouse was rocking?
Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Had a view of the field, everything. I don't think kids understand these days how lucky they are. I mean, the manicured fields and everything in Little League. I mean, we used to go out on rock piles. Huh? We used to play stickball on the cement, didn't we?
Yeah, pretty much. Another strikeout for Phelps, 4 in a row, Paul. And he really looks sharp.
Yeah, again, he has a great idea about pitching and how to get outs. And, if you beat him, you're going to beat him because he's going to throw strikes and gets ahead early. And those curveballs that are in the zone and end up out of the zone, those are strikeout pitches.
I just got an explanation, Paul, for why the throw was made to first. There really is no explanation. There was one out. The infield was in. Ellsbury ran on contact from third. The only thing that did make sense was why he even threw the ball to first base. So that came from big Red Sox fan Howie Singer, who is the director of MSG of the nicknames.
But he's listening to us tonight?
Yeah. He wants to know what the enemy's doing.
Just wanted to see if Tom Brady was really a Yankee.
Fly ball to Ichiro, and Hardy is retired. And Phelps has retired all 6 batters he's faced. The end of 4.5, we're halfway through. O's 5, Yankees 2. Fifth inning, it's Orioles 5, Yankees 2. And Brett Gardner will lead off. He is 0 for 2 against Hamill today.
Again, Phelps has come in and shut down the Orioles. Very important that the Yankees tack on a run here, get back offensively in this game. Hamill seems to be better now than he was earlier in the game. He was missing. Right now he seems to be having better command of his curveball and his fastball.
Count 1-2. Orioles got Jason Hamill in a trade with the Rockies on February 6, 2012. So right before spring training last year, Jeremy Guthrie went to Colorado and Hamill came to the Orioles. And any pitcher that escapes Colorado, and there's the deal. They also got hard-throwing Matt Lindstrom in that deal. 2-2. Chopped slowly to Hardy. And he gets Gardner. Before the game, a really nice moment. Army Captain Ben Harrow, his wife Gina, and their son Peyton were at the stadium. Captain Harrow on May 5th, 2012, on combat patrol in Kandahar province of Afghanistan, was attacked by Taliban forces, lost both of his legs as he was recovering. He said all he wanted to do was he couldn't wait to recover so he could come to a Yankee game and play baseball with his son. And today at the stadium he was presented with his Purple Heart. Wow. So congratulations, Captain. Great to have you here, and we thank him for his service, of course, and I'm glad that you're going to be able to play catch with your son.
What do you say to that, Michael?
Just say thank you.
Yeah.
It's bravery that some of us can't even comprehend. And service as well. Oh. Check swing by Cano. Count 1-1. Cano grounded out the first, grounded out sharply. That was in the first, and then laced that Cano-like double down the left field line. Uses foul line to foul line. And up the middle and through for a base hit. Almost got Hamill. He's hit everything hard.
Everything. And first time up, ripped it to Davis. Next time up, left field. This time up the middle. So there's really no hole that you can go to when he stays inside the strike zone. And this is the beauty of Robbie Cano, is when he uses the whole field.
Here's Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis is picking up that breaking ball late. He's kind of jelly-legged twice on a Hamill breaking ball.
You don't mind that jelly leg early in the count, but you remember that last one was a strikeout. It was on strike 3.
One and one. Youkilis with a 9-game hitting streak, but 0 for 2 today. Grounded to second and struck out looking.
The more you watch him hit as a Yankee fan, the more you'll understand that he doesn't mind hitting with 2 strikes. Takes a lot of pitches, makes pitchers work. If you make pitchers work enough, they'll make mistakes, give you pitches to hit. Talk about some of the different stances and some of the weird things that happen. I've never understood his initial approach to hitting with that hand, but he ends up in the hitting zone. I mean, look, that top hand, not even on that bat at this point, but he gets back just like everybody else before the ball gets in the hitting zone.
Machado to second, double clutch, but they still get the double play around the horn. 5-4-3 to end the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and because of the double play, nobody left on base. Machado to Flaherty to Davis to the 6th. For your chance to win the Yankees Prius plug-in, go to yankees.com/Prius. All right, we go to the 6th inning. It's 5-2 Orioles. David Phelps on in relief of Phil Hughes. Came on with a runner on second in the 4th inning. Nobody out. Retired 3 straight. Did not allow a run to score. And a 1-2-3 5th inning as well. And I guess he punked Flaherty. Vanover didn't immediately signal, but we'll take a look and see if in fact he did. Yep, probably got it.
Just on the back toe.
He didn't think so. Are you kidding me? So 1 on, nobody out. Here is Nolan Reimold. And a strike.
Surprising. Cervelli went away there. Phelps missed a little bit. Ball ran in, but Reimold hit that ball to right center field last time up. So he's going to go back in here.
Wants him to throw over.
Pick up anything that the runner might give you as a hit and run or a steal. All that stuff comes from the bench. Tony Peña's been in the game for years, obviously, as a catcher.
Tony, the manager of the WBC winning Dominican Republic team. So missed a lot of spring training with the Yankees while that team was going through the 20.
The star players out at second base today, wasn't he?
The MVP, Robinson Cano.
Adam Jones played for the U.S., right? Yeah, you think that's caught on?
I'm not sure in this country. It's caught around the world. Yeah. You see here, I don't know if some of the Americans' best players didn't play.
Right.
That's what Cano did in the WBC. But guys like Bryce Harper and Mike Trout didn't play, and Justin Verlander didn't play. If you're not going to have your best players play, then I don't think the Americans are really going to catch on to the event. And I can understand not wanting to play either. I can understand wanting to play, and I can understand not wanting. The 2-2. Just got a piece to stay alive. Would you have liked to play in that?
You know what? You look at it, and it looks like it'd be fun, and obviously the country thing is neat, but you know, you're getting ready for a major league season. Your whole life is based, especially in New York, of getting to the World Series, and you know, I think you need spring training. I think that the time that it happens, it's tough. It's tough to accommodate what everybody wants. So to answer your question, it would have almost scared me to go and be ready to play something like that and still get ready for the big season ahead of you.
Well, the guy behind the plate for the Yankees made a calculated decision not to play because he figured, I'm battling for a spot. It's not smart for me to leave camp for 2.5, 3 weeks. It doesn't make sense, and I think he made the right call for him.
He would have played for the Italian team?
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Change up.
All right, let's check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios Quantum Internet, technology that makes you feel superhuman. That's powerful. Wei-Yin Chen will get the start for the O's. You see his numbers. And Hiroki Kuroda, 1-1, 6.75. Now, the game's on ESPN, but Yankees extra innings on Yes will immediately follow the game. So you get all the interviews that you need, all the analysis as well. The game on ESPN.
So if I stick around, I'll come to dinner? Jody and the baby?
Sure.
We'll hang out?
Come on by.
Watch the game together?
Love to have you, sure.
Yeah.
Callie would love to meet Uncle Paulie.
That's right.
Yeah. Aunt Neville has already sent a beautiful gift.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how do you know I didn't pick that up?
Because I know, and also she spent a lot of your money on that.
Is that right?
Yes.
You know, that's not a first. I do believe that. Somehow today, after my parade, I run back to the hotel. I told Nev before I left, you know, we'll work out before I go to the park, a little CrossFit in there. The room was empty. So I text, you working out? No, Allie answered. We snuck over to the mall.
The Westchester?
Oh, of course. Is there any other?
That ball gets by Overbay as Flaherty will go to second. Overbay retrieves. We'll see how they score that. That's definitely an E1.
Right off the back, Flaherty. Again, Phelps has done a great job. Again, he's got to try to keep Baltimore from adding any runs to this lead. That's the big difference you're going to see this year, Michael. I think there's times where, you know, last year 5-2, you know, even if they added a couple runs, you're still a big inning away where, you know, this is a different team, and you're going to have to fight and claw to get back in these games. A lot more pressure.
Gets gone down.
A lot more pressure on the starters and the bullpens when they get in to keep the leads where they are, give the offense an opportunity.
Although we're expecting this team not to hit as many home runs as last year's 245, they've hit a lot of home runs. They've been able to hit the ball out this year. Here's Manny Machado with a runner on second, 2 outs. A strike.
so many people talked about the American League East, and everybody got better. Well, the Yankees are battling, and nobody's going to run away with this division. Where it is right now does not surprise me one bit. Guys are going to beat up on each other, playing against each other. I think the Eastern teams will beat up on the lower division teams. But then, you've added Kansas City, who's a much better team. And then the West, Anaheim's good. Texas is good. Oakland's had Seattle's
much
better.
better.
You go into a season or a series where Felix is pitching. The only team that, you really got to battle to win the whole series is Houston right now. And, they're going to have their work cut out for them from over the American League.
And the Yankees actually finished the season with 3 games in Houston. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. 1-2. Strike 3.
Good job. Phelps is really, really good today.
No runs, no hits. 1 error and 1 man left. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees down by 3.
My son said it was awesome when I got home, and then my daughter said something, my 6-year-old, that triple out was really cool, Daddy. So I thought that was kind of neat, that they knew that it's a rare occurrence, and you're not going to see it every day.
Well, the Yankees have only turned 2 triple plays since 1969. Here's the one yesterday. 4-6-5, 6-5, 3, 4. Triple play. End of inning.
Now, only you, Michael, would go home and dial that number.
That's right.
Huh?
I bet you more people did. That's the telephone triple play. Hafner takes a strike. Hafner with a home run in the 2nd, grounded to 1st in the 3rd. 3 home runs for Travis. And 7 runs batted in this year. The extreme shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. Second baseman Flaherty on the outfield grass. Machado shades up the middle as the 3rd baseman. Right to the shortstop on the second base side of the bag. 1 out. So yet to score that 6-3 despite being hit to the second base side. Some of the clouds getting burned away, although we're moving toward evening. It seems a little bit brighter here. Here's Vernon Wells. Vernon singled in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd.
slider there, kind of stayed up a little bit. Again, one of those pitches you wish you had better. That just kind of hang there and say, hit me. See, that's where he gets into problems a little bit. You see that shoulder kind of open up. Just a swing where you're trying to pull the ball.
Like that, deep to left. See ya! A home run for Vernon Wells, and it's 5-3 O's. Nice catch, and a nice hit. 6 of his 11 hits so far this year have been for extra bases, 3 doubles, and now 3 home runs.
Michael, earlier in the game we talked about at bats where you might only have 1 pitch to hit. Well, Vernon Wells got 2. He fouled off the first curveball, and all of a sudden hung a change up there. Hammered it to left field. Oh, that's a good sign, isn't it?
And the red-headed kid with the catch.
Threw it.
Count 3-0 to Ichiro, so it's been a good start as a Yankee for Vernon Wells.
Just be what Vernon Wells needed. I mean, you go from Toronto after a few great years. There's something about Anaheim that it's just a little bit too relaxed. You come to New York and you get that edge. The fans expect a lot out of you. Sometimes it just kind of jumpstarts you. Talent-wise, nobody ever doubted that he had a lot of talent to do big things out on the field.
Now, his dad happens to be a phenomenal artist, and you see a lot of his artwork. He does artwork of a lot of players around the majors. And he said after Vernon got traded here, he said, I've always told Vernon that one of the things on my bucket list is to see you in pinstripes.
Took care of that one real quick. Huh?
You don't want to get everything on the bucket list crossed off, though. You want to keep a couple.
That's right. For something to live for.
Yeah. Here's Francisco Cervelli.
You tell me, so we talked about the golf tournament. I was out in Las Vegas, and we ate at this restaurant, Stratosphere or something. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like 106 stories or something. And it's got a, as you're eating, the restaurant is revolving around. You know, it's a beautiful view of the strip and everything. There's people jumping off the top of the building with like bungee cords on.
Really?
And there's also like a roller coaster thing. And one guy came, and we saw on the way up, they had his little suit on. He said, yeah, it's one of my bucket list things. And I'm just thinking, why? Does that interest you at all to jump 106 stories?
That doesn't, but strangely enough, what does interest me is jumping out of the plane. I just don't know if I have the guts. I've always wanted to do it.
You know what? You take me in the plane with you and you'll do it, because as soon as you start checking it out,
you'll push.
I'm wrestling you and just throwing you out. All right? Headlock you. Just don't grab onto me when you go, all right?
That's not on your bucket list?
Not at all. You know, the double Ferris wheel at the Ohio State Fair was high enough for me.
The 0-2. Nice block there by Wieters. Boy, catchers really got to work out.
Let's talk about some of the nastiest bruises you see on people, and it's all from just balls in the dirt, foul tips.
Line drive, base hit. Cervelli continues to rake 2 more hits today, staking a claim to the catching position.
So, Michael, we talked about it. He made that right decision. Stayed in spring training. I'll tell you what, I mean, both guys know every time out there, you know, they're one step closer to getting that everyday job. And, you know, Cervelli's putting together good at bats. I know one thing, he'll catch CC next time out, too. He did a good job last night with him.
Here's Overbay. Robbed of an extra base hit last time up by McLeod. McLeod plays him shallow, and he hit one over his head, and McLeod just hauled it in with runners on first and second. Here's Brian Mattis.
A lot of people talked about the catching for the New York Yankees offensively was just not going to be there this year. You know, both guys are good defensive catchers, but you know, if Joe Girardi plays his cards right and you know, plays this guy when he's hot, plays Stewart when he gets hot, all of a sudden the position itself offensively becomes okay.
Well, Francisco's played 2 games in a row now. Actually, 3. Played the final game in Cleveland. Fouled away.
I figured with these at bats, you know, Girardi would be have a feeling I'll keep him in. He's hot, but all of a sudden, you know, you remember you got those 2 rainouts, and then a couple games here. If he doesn't play tomorrow, then Stewart hasn't played in a week. So, you know, it's something to keep in mind too if you're the manager, because it's not a day game tomorrow. You know, it's a night game, so you have all day if you want to catch Cervelli again.
It's one of the reasons that Francisco started today, because it's a 4 o'clock start, not a 1 o'clock start after a night game. Overbay had his 3rd hit with runners in scoring position. That was in the 2nd, an RBI, and then bid for a 4th. We mentioned taken away by McLeod, who now is backed up even more in left field. Grounded to first, foul ball. You're talking about bucket list and the Masters going on these 4 days, and Showalter said that one of the things on his bucket list was to go play a round at Augusta. He said also to see the Grand Canyon. He said, I want to see the Grand Canyon. I looked at this, it's a big hole in the ground. He said, I went to Augusta. He said, it was better like 10 times than ever I could have imagined.
He played Augusta?
Yeah. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
Yeah, I haven't had that invite yet. I heard somebody was going to, you know, get me out. It's one of those, and I haven't had the invite yet. That's definitely one to do.
He said Tom Hicks, who used to own the Rangers when he was the manager, said we have to bring you to golf clubs. We're having a meeting, and he took him to Augusta. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hamill wins that battle for the 2nd out.
So this is kind of a hanging breaking ball. It just swung through it.
Now here's Jason Nix. If you have any thought about pinch hitting for Jason, which you might not, you know, he's done a nice job with runners in scoring position. You really don't have much maneuverability because Eduardo Nunez can't play today. He's on the active roster. He could pinch run, but he can't really play. Brennan Bosch is a guy, a lefty off the bench that you could send up, but you've got to say, oh, who's playing 3rd then? Oh, he's playing short. So Girardi dealing with a short bench today.
See what a run will do for the home crowd, Michael. We got the wave working out there.
0-2.
When that first came out, it had to be mid to late 70s. You'd see it on TV. Such a cool thing. It's stayed around a long time in sports. Get ready, Michael. Get ready to stand up.
I don't do the wave.
You can't get your shoulder up? Is that what you're saying? You can't get your hand over your head? Which shoulder hurts, by the way?
Right one. Now check this out. When they go all the way around, the bleacher creatures will not stand up for the wave. They don't believe in the wave.
They're a little traditional?
Yeah, and they will not stand up.
The true bleacher creatures.
The true bleacher creatures did not stand up.
Uh-oh, they gave your seats away today. Michael, my left shoulder hurts. You're right. So when it comes around again, I'll throw my right hand up. You throw your left up. Huh?
That one is popped up. Davis will make the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees take a run off the lead. They did it with this swing by Vernon Wells. His third home run as a Yankee, a bullet into the seats and left. We'll go to the 7th, 5-3 O's. Nissan dealer. It's 5-3 Oriole lead as we go to the 7th. Flaherty, Markakis, and Reimold have each hit solo home runs against Phil Hughes. Phil Hughes just went 3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 3 home runs. And for the Yankees, Hafner and Wells have hit singletons. So 5 home runs in this game and 8 runs. So they drag the infield. They do a little YMCA, and we're ready to roll here in the 7th. Father and son at the game with a picture to remember it. And David Phelps in his 4th inning of relief. Cadillac scoreboard 5-9-1, leading 3-8-1. Markakis walked, solo home run, and then struck out looking.
You can't say enough about what Phelps has done. I mean, to come in, get Hughes out of that inning. He's thrown up 0 since. Yankees fought back, got 1 last inning.
Fly ball. Vernon Wells hardly had to move. 1 away.
Adam Jones still hanging in there at 413, huh? It's always good early in the year as a player to look up and see numbers like that.
Now, you had a 400 average through June one year, right?
Yeah.
Was that the year you won the batting title?
Uh-huh.
So that was 94.
94. It's about 100 years ago.
Is that silver bat still under the couch in the basement?
Yeah. It's not so silver anymore. It's kind of tarnished a little bit. I'm going to clean her up one of these days,
should.
Michael. Now that I have this new iPhone, I can take a picture and send it to you.
Nice. It is so much better seeing you with a big boy phone.
Yeah.
You just have that little tiny flip
You don't
phone.
see I'm nearly on it as much because I don't know how to use half of it.
The 1-0. Off the end of the bat, foul. Orioles made a commitment to Jones last year, signed him to a long-term deal, which they have not been doing with many players. And they don't like to go out and get free agents. They're wary of them getting hurt, but they felt that Jones was worth the investment. There's Paul's old phone.
They refurbished my phone and gave it away. Huh? Wonder if it's still got my contacts in it.
You just called Tino in the Marlins dugout.
Tino's off to a little tough start down there, too, isn't he?
That's for sure. See what Adam Jones has done. Two-time All-Star, 2 Gold Gloves. That was some trade from Seattle, sending Eric Bedard there. So he checked this one. Do you ever think Tino is going to be a batting coach?
You know what? I think Tino at some point will probably be a manager. I really do. I mean, he just has that kind of mind for baseball, and he likes the game. He understands the game.
One. 2-2. Paul, you just can't be more impressive than Phelps has been.
No. Like I said, to come in a jam with Phelps, get him through that inning, and then just throw up zeros. It's given this Yankee offense every opportunity to get back in this game. If they fought back with 1, now they need to throw back a couple more.
Orioles have a good back end of the bullpen, so it's going to be a nice challenge for the Yanks.
Last year in the playoffs, it really wasn't Johnson who was the automatic guy. It was O'Day. O'Day had a great series against the Yankees. The sidearm right-hander. Did he throw the clicker halfway out to the mound with the ball or something? Because I think Cervelli retrieved it.
The base hit to left center field. Vernon Wells cuts it off. Going for second is Jones. He's out. Tried for a hustle double. But Vernon Wells said, not on me.
You know what? That's just a good play on both people's part. Adam Jones hit it in the gap with the lead, tried to stretch it. The reason he made this play is because he reversed. He didn't stop and try to gain it. He just did a complete reverse pivot and threw a strike. A lot of times as an outfielder, see Robbie make a good pick there too. As an outfielder, when you reverse pivot, it saves you so much time. But also, you kind of lose bearings of where you're throwing the ball. It's a lot tougher throw. Phelps approves.
Chris Davis with a ground ball to second. And that will do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base at the end of 6.5 innings of play. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Nice tag there by Cano before Jones got the foot down. Yankees are trailing this one 5-3, but we'll stay right where we are at Yankee Stadium to honor the United States of America.
Rise and remove your caps. And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate. And welcome 2 honored guests of the New York Yankees. Marine Corps Sergeant Eugene Oliva from the Dominican Republic, who served in Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. And Air Force Command Chief Master Sergeant Jeffrey Kuhey from Trenton, New Jersey, who also served in Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. The Yankees would like to say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. Now, please join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Land that I love, stand
later on and after the game as well. But boy, that's an impressive young pitcher, Matt Harvey, as he continues to deal for the Mets. Jason Hamill will not deal for the Orioles anymore. He's been replaced now by the left-hander Brian Mattis. One time a starter, but really has done a nice job coming out of the bullpen. So good a job that it doesn't look like he's going to get a starting job back, because he's really been effective working in a relief role. So Mattis, one of 3 lefties for the Orioles out of their bullpen, will face Gardner, Cano, and then Youkilis after that. Cadillac scoreboard 5-3. Orioles lead the Yankees. And since moving to the Orioles bullpen August 24th of last year, Mattis has stranded all 17 runners he's inherited. So he's not inheriting any here, coming in to start an inning.
Pretty impressive stat.
That's the best stat a reliever could have.
You make a lot of friends as a reliever when you strand runners, because when that pitcher gets taken out, he goes over and either has a great day because you picked him up, or let his run score, kind of go home mad.
And there's a drag bunt. Mattis cannot make the play. It's a base hit for Gardner. That's the only chance they had, was Mattis fielding that ball, because Flaherty would not have had a chance.
You're right. Davis went right to the bag, knowing that there's no way there's going to be an exchange that quick between he and the pitcher. Brett Gardner just lays down a bunt and a perfect thing, and you see the Mattis kind of drop, finishes to the right, third base, so he gets a late break.
Paul, I don't even know if he makes that play if he fields the ball.
Wow, this is just going to be a glove toss. You see, Brett Gardner has a better view than anybody. As he runs, he kind of just watches.
So that brings up Cano as a tying run.
Things that speed does. I mean, it puts pressure on the defense. You have one shot, and if it's not handled perfectly, base hit. Whoa.
Not easy to run on the Orioles. They've thrown out 5 of 6 attempted base stealers. And Gardner is 0 for 2 so far this year.
There's one time with a 5-run, you're a tying run at the plate. One time you're going to let Robbie Cano swing the bat. I do believe in running and things, but when you're down 2 runs, got to give that guy at the plate a chance to tie it up.
No one else warming for the O's, so they'll let Mattis face the righty swinging Kevin Youkilis. Cano sees Mattis well, 9 for 27 against Mattis, and 2 of the 9 home runs. A lot of that, though, is Mattis as a starter.
You had to face him as a starter. That's a lot of at-bats. To face a guy as a relief pitcher, we only see him once a game.
High fly ball. Left center. Crowd got excited, but just didn't get it as Jones ran it down.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can hear the crowd noise, but you can see Robbie's reaction. As a hitter, you missed it. Just didn't quite get to it. And that's the difference of facing a lefty and a righty. You pick up the ball just a little bit later from a lefty. Didn't quite get the bat out front.
Didn't blow a bubble this time.
Didn't catch that one clean either.
Here's Youkilis, hitless today, 0 for 3. And a strike. Good numbers against Mattis. One and one.
Michael, I was thinking a lot about the text question we had last night. Who was going to get back quicker? Teixeira, Jeter, Granderson. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who changes this lineup? If one of them gets back 2 weeks earlier, who changes this lineup more?
Teixeira.
I think so, too.
Switch hitter.
Yep. And I think your
better
outfield
hitter than
right now,
Overbeck.
your
The
outfield
offense,
right
good
now
job.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
There he is. He's been around. He's been fielding. I think they kind of held him back from swinging a little bit longer.
1-1. High fly ball. Deep center. There's room out there. As Jones makes the play in front of the warning track. Gardner tags him, go to second, and he makes it in. Good hustle play by Gardner and a good throw by Jones.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, that's speed, and that's just like stealing a base. I mean, he sees him camped under him, back to it. Jones kind of gets it, caught it flat-footed, so he doesn't get the best throw, but it makes a good throw. But Brett Gardner, right there, he sees he's going to make the play. So you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to steal a base right here. Good play.
And that's so big now. You get a hit, it's 5-4. So, I mean, it's not a small thing that he just did.
You know, that's a play that you see a lot now, where it's, 5-10 years ago, you didn't see that play. Everybody, you were always taught to go all the way to almost to second base. And then, hustle back in case he dropped it. Well, you've got to assume when a center fielder's that deep with his back turned, he's made a play. He's going to make a play on it. Take your chance. Make him make a long throw and throw you out, especially with Brett Gardner's speed.
So Adam Jones got rid of the bubble gum and is going with sunflower seeds today. Popped up. J.J. Hardy on the outfield grass makes the play for the final out of the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 8th inning. It's 5-3 O's. Results will be revealed in the postgame show. Well, David Phelps did his job. He held the Orioles right there, and the Yankees don't want to overuse him, as he gave them 5 innings of work, scoreless work. You see the Hyundai scoreboard. Orioles lead by 2 as we go to the top of the 8th, and the Yankees go to the bullpen again, and they will bring in Jabba Chamberlain. And this will be an interesting outing here, Paul. He's not pitched well. He has not looked sharp at all. Look at the numbers: 2 2/3, 4 hits, 6 walks. So that's 10 base runners in 2 2/3 innings and 4 strikeouts. So he's got to get himself straightened out, because the Yankees need somebody that they can depend on in the 7th inning of a game in which they're leading. pitched in Cleveland and really was struggling. And Joe Girardi came out in the 9th inning. The game the Yankees were blowing out the innings. They had to get Mo up. And kind of like talking angrily to him. Job had no idea it was Joe Girardi. He was so angry. He said, I thought that was Larry Rothschild. He never looked at Joe because he was so angry with himself. He just said, I knew there was somebody out there. I didn't know it was Joe. So let's see how he does against Matt Wieters. Pitch is high. Announced attendance 41,851 here in the Bronx. Broken bat, fly ball right field, and Ichiro is there for the first out.
You see Wieters look back. He knows all about that as a catcher. The barrel of the bat can ricochet back and hit the catcher. All splintered up.
That did not want to disconnect.
He's lucky it didn't, because if that flies back and hits Cervelli, that hurts.
Here's J.J. Hardy. And a strike. Line drive, a base hit. Wells gets the ball in. So that's Hardy's first hit of the afternoon.
Jabba got ahead, and he got to a good count to throw that good slider off the plate, but it just kind of hung him. You remember Jabba in the old days, that sharp breaking slider, and that just kind of hangs there. Good pitch to hit.
Overbay to second one. On to first. It's a 3-6-3 double play.
Confusion in Hardy there. He didn't know what was going on there.
Overbay makes a good throw, and then Nix, I don't know why Hardy was going back.
That's why you get triple plays last night. These guys don't know where to go.
WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, they're back in the studio to wrap up this matchup with the O's. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz gets the reaction from the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame. It is only on Yes. Where was J.J. Hardy going, Paul? What could he have thought, that it was a line drive?
No, he thought that he was he threw to second without tagging, or thought he tagged first base.
Gotcha.
And then threw to second. Thought he was in a rundown.
Yeah, you're right. That had to be what he thought.
It's got to be a weird feeling. Oh.
Still smiling about it as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We have a new pitcher for the Orioles. It is Darren O'Day. Paul spoke about him, how he pitched last year. 5 1/3 innings, 1 hit this year. And he'll face Vernon Wells. Breaking ball just inside. Hyundai scoreboard 5-3, Orioles over the Yanks.
Obviously, his release point is what makes him effective against righties, but he really changes speeds on his breaking ball. He has great control. A lot of guys from down there don't have pinpoint control. They just use that sidearm delivery to get outs.
Popped up behind the plate. Wieters gives it a look.
Again, we drew it on the telestrator last night, and you're so used to picking up the ball up in here, and now you're picking up the release point. Way different.
High fly ball, left field, going back McLouth on the track. He'll make the play in front of the scoreboard as Wells' bid for a second home run fell a bit short. Let's take a look at the release point that Paul's talking about. We'll use the Coors Light freeze can.
Freeze it down there, and you see, that's a breaking ball. He's got it out on his fingers where he can try to pull that seam and get good spin on it.
Here's Ichiro. The problem that sidewinders have is getting out the opposite hitter, because you really get a long look. What do they have to do to get out a lefty?
Well, I think you have to be able to change speeds, obviously, and that's what he does well. He can change speeds on that thing, and if you can get in on a lefty just to make him aware of that inside corner, because your ball sinks a lot, so lefties kind of hang out over the plate, but he's way down.
You get a much better look, though, if you're a lefty batter?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not hidden from you. When a lefty would come in to face you, and he's a sidearm guy, you just pick up the ball so late that you don't have much time to do anything, where, from the other side of the plate, it's no problem.
The 2-1. 2-2.
You can tell that Ichiro, as great a hitter as he is, I mean, he just mechanically is not sharp right now. I mean, he's missing pitches that he's accustomed to hitting. He's kind of just putting balls in play. It won't take long before he'll go through one of those hot streaks.
Grounded up the middle. Grabbed there by Hardy. But an infield single for Ichiro. Hardy, the Gold Glove winning shortstop last year in the American League, made a sparkler to get to the ball, but Ichiro's too quick.
Again, that's why they say speed doesn't go in slumps. I mean, that's an out for most guys, and if you're struggling, you need these hits. Ichiro puts it in play and then just beats it out.
That's Ichiro's 6th hit of the season in 34 ABs.
Again, with that hit, you bring the tying run to the plate. Cervelli's had good at-bats today.
That one is driven out into center field. Adam Jones makes the play for the second out.
Again, hit pretty well, but from that release point, you just pick it up a little late. Don't quite get extended. The ball just doesn't jump. So you kind of just fight to get to that ball, and you just don't quite get to it.
Now here's Lyle Overbay. He is 1 for 3.
See, Buck Showalter has a lot of confidence in O'Day. You know, he doesn't match up just against righties. Trusts him against lefties too.
Line drive, a base hit to left field.
I think we're going to find out who's going to play shortstop. We're going to see a pinch hitter here. Good piece of hitting there as a lefty. That's what, you know, the movement away kind of sets you up to drive the ball the other way. McCloughan has a little problem. No harm, no foul.
It's going to be Brennan Bosch. And Joe Girardi sees there's no lefty up in the bullpen, and the lefties have gotten better swings against O'Day than the righties. And as Paul said, they'll figure out who's going to play shortstop. But this is their chance to either tie the game or go ahead.
I'll tell you one thing. You look at that bat. That's one of those bats that they just left in the oven too long. They flame temper those bats. They, you know, to harden them every once in a while. Looks like it got a little overcooked. You see that? Real dark up there on top. That's done medium well right there, Michael.
What
do you think of that, Michael?
It's got kind of a cool look to it.
Yeah. Definitely hit the burner a little too long, don't you think? They forgot to turn it on the party.
Let's see if Bosch can create some heat here as a pinch hitter for Knicks. First and second, 2 men out, bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Orioles. O'Day. Bosch had a home run in Cleveland coming off the bench.
And there's nothing better as a pinch hitter to come off the bench and the pitcher doesn't immediately get ahead of you. You get to see a couple pitches, get into the count. Well, Ibanez, if you look back last year, was so good at that. It's seeing some pitches before he swung.
This is in Cleveland, and Bosch went yard.
Well, that had some sound to it, didn't it? You know, looking at that video, and I saw a Jeter jersey in the thing, and I saw a thing on TV the other day. Carmelo's the highest in the NBA now, the biggest name, which was surprising.
Best-selling jersey. 2-1.
Well, this is surprising. You know, Day come in, he gives up a couple hits. In the 2-run game, absolutely nobody up in the bullpen.
We could bite him right here if Bosch comes through. Bosch hitting for Knicks. The 2-1.
See, that ball had just a little bit of break. Last pitch was 86. This is 79. And you see at the end, just had a little tail in on it.
Bosch, 20 at-bats as a pinch hitter in his career. 5 hits, 1 of the 5 a home run.
Five for 20 doesn't sound too great, but I tell you what, as a pinch hitter, that's not bad numbers. One of the hardest things you could possibly think of is pinch hitting in the major leagues when you've been sitting on the bench all day. Especially as a young kid, when you get up there and your heart's racing.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, down 2. O'Day deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Up to the fastball.
So Bosch pinch hits for Nix, and he strikes out. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We go to the 9th inning. 5-3 O's. Well, we wondered how the Yankees would cover shortstop, and here's how they did it. They moved Cano from second to short. They moved Cervelli from behind the plate to second base. And Chris Stewart takes over behind the plate. And it's not a stretch to see Cano at short, Paul, because he's got a great arm, and he could play short in the major leagues. Cervelli at second is going to be interesting.
Some of the catchers, they get their work during batting practice, just taking ground balls for fun.
We told you the Yankee bench is very short with Nunez active but unable to play except for pinch run. And you've got David Robertson warming up with Chris Stewart. Girardi has said that Cervelli could play third in an emergency. Never mentioned the ability to play second, but it is a matter of necessity right now. Those are the numbers on Robertson, just his third game. What do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention. So they invented a new infield. So the only guy really left to use is Ben Francisco.
It's funny because I look back at the times that, I played first base, and you think, you're going to be nervous. You're in a position you don't play. And you're really not, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm not supposed to be here anyway. If they hit me a ground ball, I'm going to field it and go to the base. I'm not going to try to do anything out of the ordinary. You realize it's probably only for an inning.
Jim Johnson, Baltimore's closer, getting ready to pitch the bottom of the ninth. Foul back.
You're a glove man. Aren't you a first baseman?
First base, yeah. There's a history of catchers that used to play second. Posada started his career as a second baseman.
Somebody asked me an interesting question today that you remember if Jorge was a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter, and I assumed he was right and then learned to hit left, but I don't know for sure.
Popped up to Gardner. I believe he was a righty and learned to hit left. Craig Biggio was a catcher who ended up being a second baseman.
Yeah. They didn't want to waste his speed. You see Cervelli just hoping that Gardner calls him off.
But we're looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth. It's the top of the Yankee order against Jim Johnson. It'll be Gardner, Cano, and Euclid. So you have the hitters coming up that you want. Anybody gets on, Hafner will have a chance to hit it out. Here's Nate McLouth. And there's a strike.
You know, this is the way most of these series in the American League East, in my mind, are going to happen. You know, you're going to come in, lose one, win one, and then have an opportunity on the last game to, you know, try to take the series. And you don't see a lot of these series, you know, coming in and just one team getting beat up. It's just not the way this division is going to play out.
Well, today, Boston beat Tampa Bay 2-1 in extra innings at Fenway. Yankees beat the Orioles last night. Trailing today, 5-3. The 0-2. Strike three. McLouth down looking. Good breaking ball.
Again, Robertson's got that breaking ball that can absolutely lock you up as soon as you start getting the timing on that fastball. All of a sudden, he'll snap that breaking ball off.
Recently, Robertson celebrated his 28th birthday. And on Twitter, they sending out birthday wishes to Robertson. He had a great line. He said, I hope that this isn't the only 28th that I'm celebrating this year, as the Yankees look for their 28th championship. The 1-0. Driven out to center field. Going back, Gardner. He'll make the play. And a 1-2-3 inning for David Robertson. Can the Yankees rally? Gardner, Cano, and Euclid coming up against Johnson. For complete post-game coverage with Yankees extra innings. And Tuesday, the Yanks will bring in the Diamondbacks to the Bronx for their first Interleague series of the season. Coverage will start at 6 with Audi batting practice today, and it's only on this. So the Yankees try to rally now in the bottom of the ninth inning, and they'll have to do it against one of the best, Jim Johnson. 4 for 4 in saves already this year in 5 games, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Johnson had a great year last year, and he's going to have plenty of opportunities with this team. Second baseman out there.
Alexi Casilla.
Jim Johnson, a power pitcher with a power sinker and a breaking ball.
You mentioned what a good season he had last year, Paul. 51 saves, right? But this is a really impressive stat. Against the American League East, he was 2-0 with 20 saves and a 0.80 ERA.
That's where you make your money. Obviously, when you're in the best division, in my mind, in baseball, I mean, if you pitch well in your own division, you're going to help your team immensely.
And how about this one? The Orioles that were in an unbelievable struggle in the last month of the year last year. He was 1-0, 0.36 ERA, 21 saves in the final 26 games. 51 saves, led the American League last year.
Brett Gardner doesn't like him either. 0 for 8 lifetime.
That is chopped. Right side. Johnson fields and gets Gardner for the first out.
Brett Gardner needed one more bounce. Johnson knew it too. Let that ball get to the ground again, or he beat that out. Pitch out there makes it a much easier play.
Well, here's Cano. 7 for 22 lifetime against Johnson. He's 2 for 4 today. Grounded to first in the first, doubled to left in the third, singled up the middle, and then had a fly ball to center. You saw on the graphic he is the shortstop right now. And he grounds one to his old position, second base. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
You know, on TV, you just don't understand the movement of that sinker right there. I mean, that ball, it just keeps downward action. It just almost knocks the bat out of your hand, and you see it just continues, and it's not an 88 to 89, which most sinkers are. I mean, that's mid-90s, and it's just a heavy ball. See, Robbie probably broke his bat on that swing. As good as he's swinging the bat. You see, Jim Johnson's sinker will put anybody on the bench.
Here's Youkilis. He's 0 for 4, so his 9-game hitting streak on the line. He has to get on to give Hafner a chance to tie it.
Big plans tonight, Michael? Saturday night?
Might go see 42.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Let me know how it is.
I will. Good numbers against Johnson, 5 for 14. Grounded to third. A long throw, and that will do it. As Johnson comes in, gets 3 ground balls, closes this one out, and the Yankees lose the game 5-3, and this series is tied at a game apiece. Got to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. So Phil Hughes' early struggles, the Yankees couldn't recover from that. Their bullpen did a good job, but they still lose this one 5-3. We'll be back.